Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Ruach. That's double honors unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is a video that I actually don't want to really talk about this as if I have 100% problem with this, because this is all prophecy. These are the things that need to happen. Their females need to fight them, just like how you had the black female fight us. Oh yeah, just something jumped in my head. Wait. Right, because they did this to our people in the beginning, and now they're doing it to their own. Why? Because the Heavenly Father is putting the curses upon them, and which they rightfully deserve, and these curses are beautifully coming upon them. So we're not actually supposed to be angry and stuff like that when we see these females being all delusional, fighting against the men of their nation. This is prophecy. This should be happening, and it's a beautiful thing. It should be a beautiful thing in your mind, and I'm going to convince you to that. So Deuteronomy, so you know the curses of Deuteronomy 28, all these curses that came upon us. So I'm going to start here. Wait, let me play this video.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
Right, because and this is just one video. I have another one over here, if I'm correct. Yeah, here. Fuck the 9 to 5. And this is talking about Jigman, and our females been going through this since the 1970s. And I'm gonna play a few clips over here. I hate people that be talking with gum in their mouth, but then again, you know, so those are the type of things that irritate me off of this. But I already know this, and you should know it too. But this is new. The Edomite females was not thinking like that, like that. You know, but now they are, which is a beautiful thing because the curses is coming upon them.
Scammer 3.
Okay.
Scammer 3.
2.
9 to 5 1.
And they both agree.
All my 9 to 5 fellas, we are winning. All us 9 to 5, we're
They
winning
are
right now.
working. You are working.
Alright guys, y'all looking
Right.
at the
Those are the ones that did not subscribe to that nonsense. But anyway, still, the Edomite females are thinking like this. But just like you have a lot of black females that do not think like that, of course. But I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the one and a big majority of them, especially the younger generation. Those are the ones that have a problem with, you know, men in general. You know, working men and stuff like that. They don't respect them. And as you can see here, the black females don't respect a man that is a 9 to 5er. Here you have more videos concerning these topics. And even he says it. But anyway, right. Here.
Raise your hand if you're married.
None
If
of
you're
them.
married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father.
You know, they used to even look better compared to these monsters that they look like nowadays, like this. Look, god damn, they did this shit here. Demonically enhanced.
One.
GMO food. Only one. And she's being ridiculed.
Don't plan to get married. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care.
You see this? She's stupid. Like she is already stupid. You have a child to think about. That's the reason why you should have a man in the house. But they're selfish. They're only thinking about themselves. See? You have a child to think about. What do you mean? Don't you mean we?
To care for it, you know, it's a lot of responsibility. And then you don't want the commitment.
You spread your legs.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down.
Holding me. So now it's about holding you down. But the government is holding you down even worse than you can imagine. But wait, I'll have another video about that. Right, this obnoxious yellow-haired freak, wannabe Edomite female with a very irritating voice is going to explain to you how the majority of the black females think, especially nowadays. And it began around the 70s. This is a 1986 documentary, but it didn't start there, you know. It started way back in the 70s, you could say, when you had that black feminist movement. But the Edomite female brought the feminist movement to the so-called black female.
I want to give a shout out to my kid's real daddy. Thank you, government, for putting me on. I mean, you are the definition of a real father. Because when your kids is hungry, they have food stamps. Yeah, we shop at Walmart. Yeah, we shop at Publix. We shop at Winn-Dixie. When your kids need shelter, yes, you have housing. And you also have Section 8 for a lot of us. And when our kids fall, get hurt, or sick, they have Medicaid. Yes, we go to the ER, we go to the walk-in clinic, and we also can make a doctor's appointment. I get their prescriptions with no hesitation. Now, that's not the definition of a real father, making sure your kids have food, shelter, and health care. I don't know what it is. So like I said, thank you, government, for being my kid's daddy, and thank you for putting me on.
Now, of course, you know what race she looks like. She's not trying to imitate a Chinese female or an Arab. You know what she's trying to imitate. But anyway, if you don't get the spirit of bashing a person's skull in, then you have never actually lived, you know. But anyway, so another one was the fact that she is going to another race and calling the other race the father. This should show you their mentality and the way that they hate us, right? Well, that's the same thing that's happening now to the Edomite female, which is, you know, all these videos on why they hate men, they don't need men, patriarchy, whatever, all these type of things. And I don't say whatever as if I don't know. I mean whatever the hell they say. I know what they're saying, you know, not you know, right? Not like I don't know. That's not what I mean with whatever. So and ever what? Yeah, let's say that. And ever what and whatnot, they say. Going on back over here.
Because I think I can make it as a single parent.
I think I can make it as a single parent. Why? Because they take care of you. They is another race that is taking care of another race. You know how that can break a nation down? I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you have a girlfriend, right? And I pay for everything for your girl, and you just standing there. You know what I'm saying? Who's your girl gonna look up to? You know what I'm saying? So that's what the government is doing, but he's doing it to a whole race of people, which is the Israelites. That's what's happening. Any one of you guys, right? Would you like for me to buy stuff for your girl? You know what I'm saying? Buy lingerie, buy food for your kids, buy stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to kill the bitch, and you're going to want to hurt me. Actually, you know, or vice versa. Hurt her and do something to me on a burial type tip. You know why? Because it's disrespectful. But that's what the Edomite is doing, and he's knowingly doing that. Just as how I can make you see that by putting me as an individual that's taking care of your household, that's the same way and you can think like, hey man, you shouldn't be doing that. Get the fuck away from my girl, man. Well, he has all these scientists, these lawyers, and these shrinks, and these psychiatrists. Don't you think that he can think the same way? Of course he can. He get paid for thinking the same way. You know, they get paid for counsel, which is good advice and stuff like that. They get paid for that. So he knows. If I know, he knows. I mean, they set up schools, right? Right. So he's supposed to know. He knows. He knows exactly what the devil knows what they're doing. That's why the scripture says it was given unto him to deceive the world, the nations in the four corners of the earth. But anyway, going on.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby?
He knows exactly. Don't you think you might need help in raising that baby?
A man?
From a man? Or else your children going to turn into some Chirac niggas. Blasting upon each other. Let me see. Yeah, here. 21 startling photos from the 90s. Look. This is the type of shit that they be doing, and this was in the 90s, man. This having fun, man. You should not be holding a shotgun to a child, no matter what scenario. If it's a joke, and this is clearly not no joke. You know what I'm saying? Even in the movie, I would actually think like, I don't think, but anyway, yeah. But anyway, these are the type of things that they be doing, man. You know, yeah. Right. mocking execution with a preschooler. Right. See these type of garbage things going on. Anyway.
Not really.
This is them fatherless children. And she says not really. Yeah. And then you complain where the men gone.
I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home.
So this shows you that it started around the 70s because she looks like she's in her 20s. So this was like at least like maybe in the 60s even it started. It already started. But who did it? Esau. Because he gets the man out of the house and then the female sticks there and then he gives them money so that they can sustain their broke self. You're a broken nation. So, but you think you have money. You think you're making it. You think you ain't broke. You're broke mentally and you're broke spiritually. In the book of Isaiah chapter 1, you can read about that.
So, it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Do we need men?
Yeah.
She said male is not substantially important in a family. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. 55 minutes strong, and I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can check this garbage out for yourself. But you will see that the special report is the vanishing black female, because in these black family, because in these times the Israelite family, because in these times the Edomites was holding it down strong. There was, you know what I'm saying, they was actually doing very good compared to now. They was making jokes about us like, oh, you don't know who your father is, where your father at, where your daddy at. Because I remember them jokes in the 90s and stuff like that. I remember that shit that they was saying in America. They was saying stuff like that, you know, oh, crack baby and your daddy's a crackhead, stuff like that. You know who your daddy is, nigga. Stuff like that, you know. So there's another one also here.
Last 20 years have seen some meaningful gains for the
last 20 years. Yeah, around this is the thing. Sorry, the documentary.
This nation's more than 26 million black citizens, but the black family as an institution has been pulled further and further apart. This
as an institution has been put further and further apart. Why they are against the nuclear family? I don't even know why they call it nuclear family. They're just against the original family: father, mother, children, and of course your grandfather and your grandmother also on your father's side and stuff like that, because that was the Hebrew family, an extended family, which is how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to like how you call that thing? If you don't have house, well, that's another story. Right? So they being disrespected right about now, right? So this is their turn now. Like I said, I'll show you those videos to show you that they already did it to us. Now it's their turn. Think again. Like, I don't want to show this because these are the military things and I'm not interested in this garbage. But the point is that these females say that they don't need men. This is exactly what they did to us. All that there. But the scriptures actually shows you that it was men that built the society, men that built the everything and anything, the whole world. And I'm going to show you that. Now, this is the book of Sirach. In the Apocrypha, the chapter of Sirach in the book of the Apocrypha book. That is Ecclesiasticus, aka Ban Sirach, or the book of Sirach. Ban means son, and Sirach, which is the son of Sirach. I think his name was Yahushua. And Ban Sirach 38, the book of this. So Ecclesiasticus 38. I might confuse you, but I'm sorry about that. But they're the devil that confuses things. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example. Ezra. Because the most complete extant text is in Latin. The book is also called Latin Esdras, right? But which are also called 5 Ezra and 6 Ezra by scholars. But the point is that, look, it says here, is Ezra and Esdras the same? They change stuff because that's what they do. They're Edomites. They're supposed to make it difficult for you to reach the Heavenly Father by lying to you. But they're going to pay for that. But still, they're making it difficult. or else everybody could get there. It is called Greek Ezra by modern scholars to distinguish it from the Old Testament book of Ezra, written in Hebrew. So the first book of Esdras, they call it Esdras. Now you have also Elijah, which is called Elisha. Elias. Elias is called in the New Testament, but it's actually Elijah. Elijah is called Elias, and so forth. You have so different things that they just change, because that's what a demon would do, you know? So, right. He's Elijah. Anyway. Sirach 38 verse 24, they confuse you. So they confuse people also with these different names for these chapters. But let me go on. A lot of things more, by the way. I mean, like, look at the rainbow. Everybody thinks the rainbow is a sodomy thing right now. If you ask children growing up, what does this mean? Oh, is the LG, whatever, is the sodomy flag. But if you ask the children of the 80s and the 90s, you ask them, what is this rainbow? Oh, it represents that the Heavenly Father will not flood the earth anymore with water. That's mentioned in the book of Genesis chapter 9, the bow. It's a bow that comes around the time of rain, that shows itself in the time of rain. Genesis 9 and this here. I do set my bow in the cloud. That's the rainbow, the bow that comes in the time of rain. And this is the token of the Heavenly Father, that He will not destroy the earth with water anymore, as He did before. Right. Sirach 38 verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. Leisure is when you have nothing to do. Free time. And he that had little business shall become wise, because you're not occupied with a lot of things, especially like school or job. 8 hours a day, both of them. You know, you're not supposed to actually work that long for the measly type of money that they're giving us. But anyway, it's their society. So for now it's their society. So let them do their thing. Once that time comes, they're gonna pay. Verse 28. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow? So what is plow? Plow is actually working the land. Back in the days, they used to do it like this. Like this. Nowadays, they got machines, of course. Right. And he that glorieth the goad. So what is a goad? That's this thing, wherewith you can actually stimulate these animals, as you can see here. To stimulate the action, provoke, or annoy someone, so as to stimulate an action or reaction. But in this case, you slap the animals to do the work for you. People also use it in torture systems so that you will speak the truth, you know. But it doesn't always work, because if you torture a person enough that is 100% innocent, you know they're innocent, they're going to admit to anything and everything. So the torture thing doesn't really work all the time, especially if you don't know that the person is innocent, but the person is innocent, and you keep on torturing them. They're gonna admit, because they want it to stop. So yeah, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, whose talk is of bullocks. So what did this bullocks are these things? They're cows. So what does it say? It says, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, right? And that glorieth in the goad, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks. These are farmers. You can't get real wisdom, because a farmer, especially back in the days when not everybody was reading, not 100% of the population was reading, and if you could read, you had a high status. There was a movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. He was deaf in the movie, but he could read. I think it was Lightning Jack. And then it was Lightning Jack then. Lightning Jack. Jack, I think. I think this was it then. He was with the Edomite guy. Yeah. It's this one. Yeah. This Crocodile Dundee guy. He used to play Crocodile Dundee, if I'm correct. Crocodile Dundee? Crocodile Dundee. Yeah. He's that guy. I remember that guy. He was playing the same role in another movie again. But this one was from Australia. He had the Australian accent. I remember this movie. I saw it one time, and I saw it I saw it in the 90s or something like that. I think I saw all three of them too. I'm not sure anymore. But anyway, I think here was the scene when he was about to get robbed, and then he pulled his knife, and then the person stopped robbing him. Yeah, I still remember that. It's crazy. That's real crazy. I like this movie. Anyway, Lightning Jack. Now, he was deaf. Lightning Jack Cuba Gooding Jr. was deaf. Sorry, could read. Let me see. Here, he was mute. A robbery leads him to kidnap a young Israelite mute man. But the thing was, he could read. The mute man could read. And he didn't want to let the people know that he could read, or else they would be jealous and they were trying to hurt him. So he didn't show them that he could read. So yeah. But yeah, back in the days, you had stuff like that. Anyway, going on. Now it says, right. Because farmers don't really particularly, back in the days, they didn't really, keep themselves busy with stuff like that. They kept themselves busy with this. So you can't learn a lot of wisdom because you're busy all the time. 26. He giveth his mind to pharaohs and is diligent to give kin fodder. So what are pharaohs? So these farmers, they give their mind to pharaohs and they give their mind to fodder the kin. Pharaohs. What are pharaohs? These are the things that you use in plowing and planting of seeds. And then you basically take care of people because you're about that food to feed people. So you're busy with this. And kin are animals, type of kin and stuff like that. Cattle is considered as a scarce animal. Scared? Sacred. Oh, okay, whatever. Oh, in India, yeah. I was like, yo, that's bullshit. I didn't even read this part. But anyway, these are cattle, which are cow, kin, and all that. They're interchangeable with goat. And fodder is food. Fodder is the food that you give these animals. They eat hay. I think they call it hay nowadays. Hay. Yeah, it's hay nowadays. But it used to be fodder, which in the Dutch is food. Food. But anyway, okay. Right. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut grave seals. What are the grave seals? These are grave seals. They're engraved. They're segments of seal. These are engraved things. Back in the days, you could do it on wood, metal. You could do it on wood. Back in the days, they used to do it on wood. They used to do it on metal. And they didn't have laser technology back then. They did it with the hand, as you can see here. And you had a lot of skillful people back in the days that used to make, let me see, carvings out of wood. Carvings. Trunk. Tree trunks. Right. Now this is an actual tree trunk, as you can clearly see. But they carve it to where it starts to have shapes of animals, and these are the type of people that used to make idols back in the days and was very prosperous and would be glorified for making an idol that looks like their son, their dead son, or Nimrod or whatever. These idols that people used to worship back in the days, if you had this type of skill, then the people would really want you to, make an idol for them. I was just talking about a devil, idol, which is a devil. So yeah, look at this shit. And yeah, you should figure it for yourself. I don't have to say anything about that. So these are engravements. These are grave seals. As you can see, you can put it on metal or wood or rings. They had rings back in the days where they used to put stuff on. Yeah, and then they would have a seal, you know. Then, for example, if a king if a king had talked to you, but the people didn't believe it, then you would show their signet, and then they would be like, "Oh, you did talk to the king," because he was the only one in existence that would then have this wolf thing here, and then he would put it in this thing here, in the wax, and then everybody would know, like, oh, he did talk to the king because he's the only one that has this ring that can make this shape here, right? Sorry. Right. It's all the same. Nowadays you have art, you know, you have a pencil, you can do it with that. This is a sharp thing. It's not a pencil, but it's shaped like a pencil, but it's actually a knife, and they carve it in here. So if you make one mistake, you messed up, because there's no do over, you know. So, and you need to take a new black thing, black board or whatever they call it. Right. So, and are diligent to make great variety. So different type of things, which I just showed. All these variants, these type of things. Yeah, and stuff in the wood and stuff like that. Nowadays you have these type of things: the dinosaur, spider, crocodile. I don't know the zombie, Frankenstein thing, vampire, and what, werewolf, and a witch, and then like octopus. Okay, cool. These are the things that they glorify in this society, by the way. Why do they always have to bring back fucking devil shit? Like evil shit. But anyway, that's what they do. That's what they do. That's their culture, right? Bringing back dead shit, like devil shit. And give themselves counterfeit imagery, which I just showed you. These things are counterfeit imagery. It doesn't have anything to do specifically with faking money. It has to do with, let me see. This is a counterfeit imagery of a woman. This is a counterfeit imagery of the tin can thing from, I think, Star Wars. This is a counterfeit imagery of a dog. This is, and so forth. This is a pelican, or, no, it's not a pelican. It's just a water bird. It's an eagle. These are all counterfeit imageries of real things, raccoons and stuff like that, right? So going on, and watch to finish a work. The smith also sitting by the anvil. As you can see here, we're talking about people that are farmers, people that are workers of art, and all these type of things. Carpenters make houses. Workmasters, they do nowadays they call it a workmaster. They call it it's in the book of Isaiah chapter 3. Artificer. Where is it again? Wait, where is it? Here, artificer. This. An artificer. Definition: a skilled mechanic in the armed forces. Well, that's not necessarily. It's just a skilled craftsman or an inventor. That's the same thing as a workmaster. He's very good at doing his work. You know, he's a workmaster. He does things. Nowadays they have machines, but here, workmaster, overseer, employer of workmen, a skilled craftsman who owns a workshop. Well, yeah, it's an artificer.
Artificer.
Okay, artificer, right? Artificer? Artificer sounds better, but it's artificer then. Okay, cool. Anyway, right? Go. What's this? Okay. So every carpenter and workmaster, artificer, that labor at night and day. If I say artificer, just go with it, okay? Artificer. And they that cut and grave seals. So, you know, you cut and grave stuff, you know, the tree trunks that I just showed you, they're cutting and graving and stuff like that. And are diligent to make great variety. and give themselves the counterfeit imagery and watch the finished work. Oh, I already read that, sorry. The smith also sitting by the anvil and considering the iron work. The vapor of the fire washeth his flesh. And what is that? That's here. This is the anvil. And this is what the anvil is used for. This one. You know, and then you see the sparks washing against his flesh. Back in the days, they used to have these things. Before these Edomites was even a nation that they are right now. There was a nation, but I mean an empire that they were right now. A queendom, I should say. Right. So they already, people was already doing stuff like that. And he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears. And his eyes look upon still look upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. Nowadays you have, for example, this. You know, you have these type of glass workers. They work around, they work with stuff, and they continually keep on looking and measuring. Like, for example, here. He keeps on looking and measuring to see if it's actually really good. And he sees like, oh, no, I don't need that part. You know, see? He sees like, okay, I don't need that part. And I'm gonna just cut it away then. Right? So he look it and he work it and he keeps on twisting it, you know? He keeps on forming it in a different form. It's not straight right now, but later on it's going to be, as he will mold it and mold it and mold it and mold it into this, you know. And this is how they make stuff and stuff like that. Back in the days, they used to do the same thing, you know. So yeah. Okay, I don't have to do that. I don't know what the hell is happening. Anyway. It's another one, but anyway, so it says here, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. So the blacksmith are doing the same thing. The so-called blacksmith here, he's doing the same thing. You know, he keeps on looking, adjusting, measuring. So this, you can see clearly that this is not straight. Well, he's gonna make it straight. You know, he's gonna make it straight because that's what he loves. That's what he does. And the Heavenly Father created people like this. He created them because the Lord said, I created the smith. Woo! Sorry. Now it says here, the book of Isaiah 54:16, behold, I, the Heavenly Father, have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Back in the days, you used to have a coal blower, ancient. You had this one. It looks like a violin or something like that. Let me see. Coal blower. It's not a violin. It looks like a organ. It looks like. Wait. Yeah, I didn't know the name for it, but it's called the bellow, a device for producing a strong current of air, consisting of a chamber that can be expanded to draw in air through a valve and contract it to expel it through a tube. Right, basically it's just a blower. And I saw a example of it. Wait, I clicked it away. Here. He's gonna blow the fire, you know. Blow the coal in the fire. This is how they used to do it back in the days. Or I saw the pharaohs here, like the Egyptians and stuff like that, which are Hamites. They used to blow it with their mouth, but they had like long tube type things so that it wouldn't burn your freaking lips. And then they used to blow stuff, you know, as you can see here. They used to blow fire and stuff like that. Make pottery. They used to make these potteries and these type of things. The ancient furnaces, which was made of clay. This shows you how powerful clay actually is. You know, the more you heat it up, the harder it gets. it turns into stone, man. Harder than stone. Well, not apparently it'd be harder, but it's hard. If you smash it with a hammer, it will break compared to stone. So yeah. So it's not harder than stone, sorry. Right, so Isaiah 54:16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, whether it be glass, whether it be iron, whether it be copper, whether it be even, you have people working with gemstones and stuff like that, also with fire and all these type of things, because they can put gemstones in weapons. Gemstones engraved in weapons. They do it nowadays, you know. These are gemstones that are in there. Well, are they gemstones? Anyway, they're able to do it. They can put it in weapons. They can put it in knives. They can put it in guns. And what is this? Amethyst, fine gemstone knife and stuff like that. They can do these things, you know. They do it. They put it in weapons. They make golden weapons. They made, what is this? Emerald. Look like emerald. Or hard stone. Okay, cool. Right, the Arabians used to do this. As you can see here, clearly it's an Arabian type of sword, because they had these type of things, you know. So some of them wouldn't even be for fighting. It would just be a souvenir to put on the wall. You don't actually stab or cut people with it. It's just for beauty, because they have so many riches, they have nothing to do. Like, for example, Floyd Mayweather, he buys, what did he buy a watch for? I don't know. It's a stupid watch, but he bought it for like what, 18 million? 18 million. Yeah, $18 million worth of watches. He bought multiple ones. Yeah, whatever. It's just, you know, whatever floats your boat, man. Isaiah 54:16, and I have created the waster to destroy. And who are the modern day smiths nowadays? Scientists. And what can they do? They can do stuff like this. They can do stuff like this. His work. Oh, I saw it there. I saw it there. I wanted this. This is what I wanted. This. That's the result of his work. I was looking for it, you know, so I saw it by coincidence. This is the result of his work. This is it. That waster. It will waste. Those nuclear accident site. Now it's flourishing. Now it's flourishing, but in the beginning it was flat. I forgot the name of it, man. Nuclear accident and I forgot the name of it. Sorry, man. Oh, Chernobyl. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Let me see. What's his name again? Chernobyl. Something like that. After. There's Chernobyl, something like that. But anyway, it will waste. It will make it a wasteland. But I think stuff is growing back nowadays. Chernobyl was a wild haven. Then Russian troops arrived. You have these type of animals chilling there now in the area. You know, in the area. Because it was dead for a few years. Nothing grows here, even though you have greenery growing here. Maybe it's denner trees. Or, oh yeah, no, it's the same trees, because I see a few here. Anyway. It might be different tree types, you know. Some of them can stand in the winter and some of them cannot. So I don't know. It looks like it's cold. Russia always looks cold, even in pictures. Anyway, going on. So the modern day blacksmiths are the scientists that have actually the contrary on, which is white scientist suits, but not all of them, as you can clearly see. Oh man, what the hell? Sorry. The Oppenheimer guy, he didn't have white suit on. He had black suits on, actually. But this was, outside of the lab. I don't know if he had white suit on. I don't know. No, he didn't have a white suit on, even in his lab. Okay, cool. Cool. So the Heavenly Father created these type of people, and he created the artificer also. He created a lot of people. If you read the rest of the book of Sirach 38, you will see that here Sirach 38 and here 12. Then give place to the physician. Why? For the Lord had created him. So people that are physicians, that know things about the herbs and what to use and what not to use, how to heal things and how not to, stuff like that, dangerous type of things. The Lord created people like that. He made your mind to be able to understand certain things. And therefore, just read it for yourself if you have the time, He creates things, and he created also the smith. He created also the potter, right? So let me go on. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears. Sorry, let me start here again. Sirach 38:28. The smith also sitting by the anvil and considering the iron work, the vapor of the fire washeth his flesh. And he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. Damn, my throat is dry. Is it? Sorry about that. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to finish his work, and watch it to polish it perfectly. We just saw that here, right? You have, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Now it says here, it shows you here that, he washeth to polishes his work. And same thing for the blacksmith that worketh with weapons and stuff like that, like this. This. Right. So it says, so doth the potter sitting at his work, and turning the wheel about with his feet. And back in the days, you had the potters doing this. This right here, and of course here again. So you had those. Going back to over here, who is always carefully set at his work, and maketh all his work by number. I just showed you in the hieroglyphs that they had a lot of potsherds, earthen vessels. He makes a lot of them. Some of them with different, of course, shape, because this one looks more round than this one. As you can see here, I see a little bit mistakes and stuff like that. But he might go back and iron it real good. This really looks like a different shape compared to this one. And this one, of course, looks different than this. And yeah, so forth. All three of them are made most likely by the same person, but all three of them have different shapes. This one is a little bit bigger. This one's a little bit off here. This one's a little bit off over there and stuff like that, So yeah. But you have real skilled workers that everything that they do is actually to the perfection. Those are the people that really sit and think and just do. They're diligent with their work, man. You're not going to really find mistakes. There are people like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And if he makes a mistake, just like how you have in the people that write letters, and then let me see. They write something and then they don't like it, then they just make a bowl out of it. I don't know how you call this thing in English, but they make it like this and then they throw it away because they don't like the work. And then they start over again. Right. Let me see the smoke of his the vapor, whatever. Which is the smoke. You know, the vapor, smoke, blah blah blah. This happens. So I can click it away. Right, going back to over here. No, here. So he polished it perfectly. So verse 26, 7, 9, 29. So doth the potter sitting at his work, and turneth the wheel about with his feet, who is always carefully set at his work, and maketh all his work by number. He fashioneth the clay with his arm. He bowed down his strength before his feet to move it. He applied himself to lean over it. Right, because you're going to test and see if it's straight, if you're missing a few inches, centimeters, millimeters, stuff like that. And he is diligent to make clean the furnace. Right, it's just like having a clean kitchen. You know, you don't want to work in a clean kitchen. Do you want to prepare a meal here? Do you want to prepare a meal here? Let's say you had to cook. Do you want to prepare a meal here? No, you don't want to prepare a meal here, but he clearly does it, but you don't want to do that. You want a beautiful, just people that don't even like to cook, right? Let me see. People that don't even like to cook. If you give them a kitchen, no, let me see. If you was to give them a kitchen that looks like this, or like this, they would love to cook. Believe me, this will motivate you to cook yourself. People would love to cook if they had kitchens like this. They would just love to. They would just not buy food on the street anymore, because this would be a pleasant work environment. You can even catch a hoe. I would not advise you, but I'm just giving it just to say something funny. But you can even make a hoe, make a sandwich over here. Everybody knows hoes don't like to cook. They like to get cooked. But look at this would look marvelous. Know what I'm saying? Marvelous even. Just to cook upon. Right, of course you have other types of materials. You have, let me see, amethyst. I don't even know how to spell that. This, whatever. Right, you have amethyst, you know, you got kitchens like that. And so forth and so forth. But if you was to have a kitchen like this, you would like to cook. It would encourage you. So same thing with your working place. You know, you clean it. You know. For verse 31. All these type of men. You have the potter. You have the smiths, whether it be working with glass, whether it be working with, how you call those type of things, chemicals in order to make bombs, whether it be carpenter, workmaster, artificer, the thing, whether it be workers of the land to make food for people, you know, all that there. All these, all those, trust to their hands. And everyone is wise in his work. Right, because I'm not an artificer. I don't know how to fix stuff. I do know how to fix other stuff. Like, you know, but anyway, but the point is, I don't have these skills. I don't have these skills. I can make a few things, you know. I can work a few things, but I can do this a little bit. I'm not a master in these things. They are. That's how the Lord made them. So, 32. Without these cannot a city be inhabited. So when they say that they don't need men, this is not a new thing. This is an old thing. They've been doing it to our females back then, that they don't need a man. Don't need niggas. Oh yeah, TK Kirkland. Not anymore. Not anymore. You see, the so-called black females are the only ones that say, I don't need a man. Well, they used to be the only ones. I'm going to put this link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But nowadays, the Edomite females are saying they don't need a man, you know, even though the men make up of these type of percentage. We just read about the carpenters. Back in the days, I didn't know what a carpenter was because it's obviously English, but I thought it was a carpet guy, or a guy that works with carpets, because it says carpenter, but it's actually a builder.
You can cut it for a single day.
Inventions, whatever, poly, whatever. Fisherman, you know, roughneck, whatever. Right. So it's the men that actually keep society going on, but it will show you that these type of men are not respected right here in the purple. Without these men, right? Without these cannot a city be inhabited. Wait. Right, sorry about that. No, it says here, without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will. Right, they're not going to go all over the place and travel and stuff like that, nor go up and down, which is the traveling part. They will go where they are needed, where they will stay most of the time. They will stay in one place, because when you see these type of workers, they're not thinking about going on a world tour. They're not thinking about going on a world tour vacation, you know, stuff like that. We don't need men. They're not thinking about having a world tour and stuff like that. They don't really think of stuff like that. Let me see. See a stupid military thing? Females are stupid, yeah. I'm just telling especially men named Jamie. it's just funny, man. This is just funny. It's just funny. Jobs, men work. Yeah, stuff like this. Most difficult jobs ever. Well, there's harder works, but harder jobs, you know, that are very dangerous. You know, you could get killed. You can die here too. But anyway, the point is that these Edomites, by the time this was written, these Edomites wasn't like a superpower like they are right now. Anyway, wait. Right, I wasn't actually looking for this one, but this one is a good example too. Right, if you make a mistake and you slip your feet a little bit more, or it gets caught in this like a loop, you should know what could happen to you. Yeah, you should know what could happen to you if your feet was stuck in one of these loops. Yeah, it's easily stuckable, because all you need to do is just slip up in there. And this look heavy too. And see how close he is by that shit. See, huh? And even these chains, man, they could wrap around you and wrap around your hand and then get stuck up on there, and that'll hurt you. Or cut your hand off. One of those two, but it will hurt.
Would you ever?
Yeah, he flew right up in there. Did you see that? He flew because that thing pulled him. He was holding the chain, right? I think he was holding it because something made him shoot forward.
Work a job like this?
Because he's holding the chain. That made him shoot forward.
These guys are called rough.
Anyway, right? So it's a very dangerous job. Yeah. Do you see them doing this job? They'd be dead. No, really, seriously. I'm not trying to joke around. They'd be dead. I think that they would die, one by one, eventually. Anyway, but you know what the thing is? the reason why I don't really make videos like this is because I don't need to make these videos. They're falling.